Lord Drakkon begins to invade all the pocket universes that have been created, and Jen realizes this. Alpha manages to make a connection so that Zordon can send a warning message to all the multiverses at the same time and tells them about what Lord Drakkon is doing. At that point they receive a connection from Dr. K, a genius scientist who was the creator of the Power Rangers RPM arsenal. She tells them that she managed to connect with them despite belonging to a different dimension and informs them that they have been under attack for 8 hours. She also tells them that they have managed to stop Lord Drakkon's cannons, and this has helped them to resist in the battle. Unfortunately, the connection is lost before she can help the Rangers of this dimension understand how to stop Lord Drakkon's cannons. Suddenly they receive a transmission from the Coinless and say they lost the base, but think they possibly have a way to stop Drakkon. The Rangers tell Alpha that they should go to Dr. K first so she can upgrade their morphers, but Alpha tells them that inside and outside of Corinthia they are blocking teleportation and could only manage to appear 15 kilometers away from there. Because other alternate universes were under attack, Jason gives the order to split up to visit 3 different locations at the same time. Zack, Trini, and Billy would go to the world of Drakkon to the coordinates of the Coinless. Jen and Kimberly would have to go find other Rangers who have survived to bring them to the command center of this universe. Jason and Lauren would go to Corinthia to find Dr. K to tell them how to stop Drakkon's cannons. Meanwhile, Drakkon from his base is dialoguing with Finster about all the morphers they have prepared to give more powers to Lord Drakkon at the same time. At that moment, Drakkon is remembering what happened in the Zeo Rangers universe. Drakkon had impersonated the Tommy from that universe and managed to obtain Adam's morpher without harming any Rangers. He also recalls conversations with Jason as he tells him how he feels about Tommy and how he has been a great example to the other Rangers. At the end, before leaving back to his base, Drakkon has a conversation with the real Tommy from that universe and tells him that he doesn't understand how the other Rangers idolize him, and then takes his life away. This is something Lord Drakkon also tells Finster as he fails to understand what it is about Tommy that makes others love him. Finster tells him that love is something that should never make sense. At that moment, one of the soldiers arrives and tells Drakkon that Dr. K had discovered how to evade the cannons. Because of this event, Lord Drakkon decides to bring more reinforcements to Corinth, but this is to be after his transfer of power. Jason and Lauren arrive in Corinthia in a part of the desert, and then Jason calls the Rex to help them on the journey. On that trip, Jason and Lauren talk about their lives to get to know each other better and realize all that Lord Drakkon has damaged. In the world of the Coinless, Zack, Billy and Trini arrive in a destroyed world. At first, they couldn't recognize where they were because of the destruction, but then they realized they were in the Angel Grove juice bar. At that moment the Coinless arrive and tell them that Skull was undercover for a long time inside Lord Drakkon's troops. Skull was able to see everything that was going on inside the base and realized that Ninja was being held under a spell. The Rangers of this universe don't know who Ninja is since they live in a later time than the Coinless, so they had not yet met Ninja. The Coinless explain who Ninja is and say that he is the key to defeating Drakkon. Meanwhile in Corinthia, the RPM Ranger are battling against Lord Drakkon's army, who are now also samurai because of the morphers they have stolen. In the middle of the battle, a noise is heard, and it was Jason with the Zord coming to help the Rangers. Jason and Lauren manage to wipe out the few remaining soldiers and exit the Zord to meet up with Dr. K. The RPM Rangers talk to Jason to find out who they are, but he tells them there is no time and tells Dr. K that they must take her to his dimension. Suddenly, Lord Drakkon appears with his new army, including the Psycho Rangers and several others. Now we can see a Lord Drakkon with a slightly different transformation sporting some black parts. We can also see SPD Squad A, and behind Drakkon is Korag the Wolf Knight, a villain from Power Rangers Mystic Force. Elsewhere, Kimberly and Jen are traveling through space and have a conversation about the side effects of time travel. Jen tells Kimberly that although she is hoping for a miracle, they really can't save Tommy anymore, and that even if that were to happen, still, things are never the same again. Kimberly and Jen come across Terra Venture, the Galaxy Rangers base, and descend to go see what had happened there. Although the place looks empty, they find a sign of life for the moment and surprisingly meet Astronema. She had been one of the worst threats in the universe, but at that point they were way ahead in time and Astronema had already been reformed and turned into a Pink Ranger. Each pocket universe is at a different point in time, and this is why Jen is a bit confused as she is not the Ranger she expected. At this point in the story, we get to see the whole environment taking shape and how Lord Drakkon is becoming more empowered with each trip he makes in the multiverse.